Hey guys, it is Thursday, January 2nd, 2025. Happy 2025. And I'm here to do my December WIP update. So, last night I figured out I learned that Windows 11 has an editing software called Clipchamp. And so, and I was like, please let this be as easy to use as Movie Maker. And I think it is. And so I was able to use it. And I uploaded my August video, my October video, and my November video today. So all of those videos that I haven't been uploading, I uploaded them today. This is December. I also have a WIP parade that I uploaded but I haven't published yet. I'll publish it tonight or tomorrow. And I'm also going to film a 2024 wrap-up and 2025 plans video. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. So I'm going to have all the videos out. So December, yeah, December was a good month in some ways as far as stitching goes. It's going to be a short video. I don't have a lot to show. It's probably going to be a little heavy on the chat side and not so much on the stitching side. But I only worked on one project, but I finished it. And I have a little bit of stash, but there's probably going to be more chat than stitching. So we'll just start with the stitching. The only project that I worked on in December was Dinah's The Trick and the Treat by Prairie Moon. And I finished it. I finished it on December 30th. And so this is start number 2 on this video. I actually started this video before, and I started to show it, and then I realized I hadn't counted how many stitches I did. So I stopped. I'm like, let me count. I went to count. I realized I had already thrown away my working copy of the chart before I counted my stitches. So then I had to go find my original chart so I could count my stitches. So, and I think my count is a little bit off, but I did 1,565 stitches in the month of December to finish this piece. And the stitching that I did was all of these little motifs right here: the skull, the Halloween, the crow, the star, this October sign, the spider web, the diamond motif. I did the pumpkin block and I did the mouse block. So that's what I did in December. It was 1,500. I counted 1,565 stitches. I think it was a little bit more because before I could finish it, I had to I added some backstitch here. I backstitched the mouths, and I went back and I added the little decoration above his head here, which is not on the chart, but you can see it on the cover picture, and I think it looks better, so I went ahead and added it. So there's a few more stitches, but 1,565, and it's done. I started this in 2011, right after it came out. I think I started it like in April of 2011. And I did this top here. I did this cat motif. I did this little diamond motif. I did most of this motif here. This pumpkin and the V and this pumpkin. Actually, I think I might have done this too. I don't remember. But I think I did. I think I did that motif. And then I realized, at some point, I had realized that I had put the long side of the design on the short side of the fabric. And so then I wanted to stitch across to make sure it was going to fit. And I don't know why I put it down, but then when I tried to pick it back up in 2022, I tried to pick it 2021 or 2022. Um, I got 10 years older. My eyes got 10 years older. I couldn't see the fabric, and I struggled for a long time because I couldn't see the fabric. But I finally got a magnifier, and that helped. And so there it is. The fabric is 32 count flapper from Picture This Plus. So there's my finish. This is my 5th finish for the year, and my last finish for the year. And I will show it again with my other finishes in the wrap up plans video. But there it is. I wish, and I'm not going to do it, but I was wishing that there was a list somewhere of all of the motifs on this design and how many stitches they are. I was going to say something else about that. I think there's probably about 11 or 12,000 stitches in this design total. Because I think my spreadsheet tells me I did 7,500 stitches this year. I think I did 2,400 or 2,500 last year. And I had done those motifs at the top that I showed you, the cat and the pumpkin. So I think it's like 12,000 stitches, maybe not even that much. But so that's my finish. That's the only thing I worked on. I kind of dragged my feet about it because I had wanted everything except the mouse block to be done by December 1st, and I didn't get there. And so all those little motifs, the crow and the stars and the spider web and all that, I was kind of chipping at those. I wanted to have it done before I went to Mexico. And I didn't get there. And then I didn't take it to Mexico with me. And then when I got back on the 18th. I was like, oh, I have a week, I can finish it before Christmas. I didn't stitch on it at all. Actually, I think there was maybe one night where I did a couple of those little motifs. And then I didn't stitch on it until I think the 27th is when I finally picked it up and started working on it. Like, I'm running out of time. And I need to get going if I want to finish it before the end of the year. And on the 30th, I think I did around 800 stitches on the 30th. I spent all day working on it, and I finished it. It was at 1 a.m. It was technically the 31st, but I hadn't gone to bed yet, so I'm counting it as the 30th. I spent all day working on it, and I wasn't really sure that I was going to get it done on the 30th. I thought I might have to do some of it on the 31st, but I finished it, and Vic from Stitch and Button and our friend Shannon were there on Zoom, so we had a little finishing party. So there's that, and that's all I stitched on. I took Travel Memories to Mexico with me, never touched it. I kind of knew that was probably going to be the case, that I wouldn't do it. There were some times that I could have, but the hotel room setup was just kind of, I don't know, I didn't do it. And I didn't stitch on anything else, because I'm like, if I'm going to stitch, I'm going to stitch on this, I'm going to finish it. And, so, that's all the stitching I did. So, I have plans, I have categories, I have haul, plans. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. So, categories. January categories are out. January categories. New to you, and that's going to be my New Year, New Start, which I actually haven't done yet. I need to do that. Maybe I'll do it when I get off this video, or I'll do it tomorrow. I was going to start it yesterday. I didn't. I was going to start it today. I didn't. But my New Year, New Start is going to be this one here. My New Year, New Start is going to be Pretty Little Los Angeles by Satsuma Street. So I might do that tonight, or I'll do it tomorrow. But so that's going to be for New to You, because it's my first Satsuma Street. Samplers is going to be the Tom and House sampler, because I didn't work on it all in 2024, and I don't know if I'm going to finish it this year, but I would like to make a lot of progress on it. It's a gift for a friend, so I would like to finish it and get it to him. Closest to a finish is going to be Tetelestai. That's like my second top priority to finish, because it's a problem project and it's not that big. I think it only needs like 3,500 stitches or something to finish it. So I'm going to try to finish that one and get it off my plate pretty early here. Fantasy is going to be Poppy by Nora Corbett, and Holiday. This is the thing about finishing line as a trick and a treat. I lost my go-to holiday project, because every time holiday or seasonal would come up, I would work on line as a trick and a treat. Can't do that anymore. Had to find a new one. So for this one, I'm going to use Under the Evergreen, because Under the Evergreen is also a focus piece for this year. We'll get into all that in my plans video too. So those are the categories. The other thing I could use for holiday is I could use Dreidel Dreidel by Ink Circles, because I also have that one. And maybe I'll use that for a future one. But for this one, I'm going to use Under the Evergreen. So those are the categories. Plans. I'm going to start Pretty Little Los Angeles. I'm going to do the categories. If you watch Sammy J Stitches, in 2024 she was doing this tissue box thing where she had 4 sets of smalls. She had Mill Hill, Wordplay, Quirky Quaker, and the Hands-On Design Year of Celebration. And if she finished one on the 29th of on the next 29th of the month, she could start the next one. She's doing the same thing this year with a slightly different set of designs, but she's doing it on the 14th of the month. And last year, I didn't do it. But this year, I think I'm going to do it. And I'm only going to do 1, maybe 2. I was talking to Sammy the other day, and we came up with a plan, because I wasn't sure. The thing is that whatever you start on the 14th, it has to be the same designer. So, like hers are all series, so if she finishes her July Wordplay, she can start another Wordplay because they're the same designer. Or if she finishes a Quirky Quaker, she can start a Quirky Quaker. Or if one of your designers is Nora Corbett, if you finish, Poppy, you can start Bluebell or whatever. Or you don't even have to finish it. That's the rule she puts on herself. But on the 14th of the month, you can start something by that same designer. Our friend Kate at Fickle Stitches was doing it with Al Forest. And, she didn't finish those, but she would start at Al Forest on the 29th. And, so I think I was talking to Sammy. I didn't do it last year, but I think this year I'm going to do it. And the one I'm going to use is I'm going to use the Lizzie Kate Green Flippants. So there they are. And they say plant a tree, ride a bike, be kind to animals, keep our air clean, eat locally, and save water. And then if you go on their website, there's a free border that says be well, live peaceably with the earth. So I think those are the ones I'm going to do. I have the threads here. I have the buttons here. I I know I have the free part off their website downloaded somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to make myself finish it before I start the next one. I don't know. They're really small. How big are they? They're really small. They're 40 by 63. So, so I can make myself finish it. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, but I think that's what I'm going to do for Tissue Box. And I may also do Mill Hill. Oh, I kind of got off track, huh? The reason I was talking about they have to be the same designer is because last year I did 6 starts and none of them were by the same designer. So that's why I was like, I don't know if it's worth it to me to do it because it wouldn't have benefited me last year. I didn't start anything by the same designer. So these, I'll do them on one piece of fabric and then I can do that on the 14th of the month. Other plans? I don't really have any other plans for January. I gotta go back to work on Tuesday. I've been off work for a month, and it's quickly coming to an end. I'm gonna have to go back to work on Tuesday. I know, I've been off for a month. Try not to feel too sorry for me, but it's it's always just really hard to go back to work. But it'll be fine. So I went to Mexico the second week of December with my middle brother, my oldest brother, and my sister-in-law. My middle brother lives down there in Puerto Vallarta, and so my oldest brother and my sister-in-law and I, flew down there to see our middle brother. And so we had a good time. It was a very chill kind of vacation. There wasn't any running to do all of the touristy things or all of the sightseeing things, or when you're in Puerto Vallarta they have a lot of excursions and cruises and tours, and we didn't really do any of those. Next time I go, there are some that I would like to do, and actually, if I had known how it was going to be, I would have done some of them on my own. Because there were some times in there that if I had known I was going to have this time to myself, I would have planned to do some of those, but I didn't know that was going to happen. So, so we did a lot of swimming and a lot of eating and a lot of walking. My brother doesn't have a car down there. The man walks like crazy. So it was very chill. He took us to all his favorite restaurants, showed us some of his favorite sites. There's a in fact, I'll show you a picture. I have some pictures. So this tree there's a close-up of the trunk of the tree. And there's a restaurant. Can you see in this picture? See, there's a restaurant right there. The roots of the tree are underneath the floor in the restaurant. And my brother tells me that the at night they have it lit up and it looks kind of cool. We were there during the day, of course, but um, the restaurant we went to the last night, or the second to last night, the last night, it was an art gallery. So we walked around the art gallery. I went to the farmer's market. I bought some Christmas ornaments there. Um, we walked. They have a pier called the Malecon that we walked along, and there's a bunch of booths and a bunch of like statues and touristy things and restaurants, and so so it was a very chill vacation, but I wasn't there to be a tourist. I was there to see my brothers, so you know I tried to spend time with them. Um, there were some frustrations along the way too, but you know I was there to see them, so you know I tried to spend my time with them when I could, um, and so yeah, I think we'll probably do it again. I was sorry my younger brother didn't go, um, so maybe next time it'll be all four of us. Um, so yeah, we had a good time. Um, I bought a couple of Christmas ornaments at the farmer's market. I bought a swimsuit cover up and a pair of flip flops for the pool. I went one day. I had some time to myself. My middle brother cracks me up because if you've been with me a while, you know that I used to go to New York in the summer to see him. He was living on Long Island, and I used to go to New York in 15, 16, and 17. I went to New York, and I went. There used to be a needlework shop in New Jersey called where Victoria's Angels stitch. But in order to get there from Manhattan, you have to go to the Port Authority bus terminal to catch the New Jersey Transit bus into New Jersey. I forgot what the name of that city is that shop was in. I think they closed during the pandemic. But the first time I went to the Port Authority bus terminal, my brother lectured me like I was 5 about don't talk to strangers and don't accept anything from anybody, and if you need help, look for somebody in a uniform, and just all kinds of stuff like that, like I was 5. So the second night I was there, on Wednesday night, it was like midnight, and there was a bunch of loud music. I'm like, or it wasn't quite that late, it was like 11. I'm like, where is this music coming from? And I went out on my balcony outside my room, and this is where the music was coming from this bar. And I was talking to my friends in the group chat, and my friends were like, "You're in Mexico. Why are you in your room?" Like, Wayne had gone to bed already, and my other brother and my sister-in-law were out doing whatever they were doing, so we'd already separated for the night, so I was in my room, and I said, "This is where the music's coming from," like, and they said, "Well, go down there and go explore, go to the bar and check it out, like, go get in the hot tub, go do something." So I did go check out the hot tub. By then it was closed, and so I did. I left the hotel and I went over to see what this bar was about. I just stayed across the street. I didn't go into the bar. I just want, I just looked at it from across the street. Um, but there was a guy there who approached me, and he was trying to sell me something. I don't know if he was trying to sell me drugs or what he was trying to sell me something, and he made me uncomfortable, so I went back to the hotel. But but I thought, oh, because I was remembering the way that my brother had lectured me about the Port Authority bus terminal, and so I was like, oh, he's not gonna like this. So the next morning, he and my sister-in-law and I went out for coffee, and I told him about it, and he's like, oh, and I was like, I thought he was gonna be upset, and he was just like, oh. So I said something to him about it later. He goes, well, Puerto Vallarta is safe. Like, it's okay for you to go, out at night. Nothing's going to happen to you here. The Port Authority bus terminal is very dangerous. Like, so I was surprised, but it made me feel better actually that that he felt like it was safe for me to go out, at night by myself. Um, and he wasn't concerned that I had done that. Um, I went one day. I ended up sort of on a. I was just sort of wandering around, but I ended up on a quest to find a bookstore, and I found a bookstore. So he lives in Mexico, right? He's studying Spanish, and he told me he had bought some children's books in Spanish, like Gulliver's Travels, and I forgot what the other one he had was. But I was like, "Have you read Don Quixote?" And he said, "No, I don't think he's read it in English or Spanish." And so I found the bookstore, and I got him a copy of a children's version of Don Quixote in Spanish. So I hope he'll have fun with that. If you haven't read it, read it in English. Reading it in the original Spanish is like trying to read Shakespeare in Spanish. They're written around the same time. Uh, Read it in English, but it's quite entertaining. If maybe find an abridged copy, but it's quite entertaining. Um, so I gave it to him, and he enjoyed that. Uh, my oldest, both of my brothers, and you know this if you've been following me, my brothers are Jewish, and my oldest brother and my sister-in-law are somewhat observant of some things, but they do go to shul on Friday night to the Shabbat service, and so I went with them. I do not practice Judaism. I practice Christianity, but I did go with them, and that was interesting. Um, I did not try to keep up with they have these long readings in Hebrew, and the book that they give you, they're transliterated, but the melodies are very complicated, and I did not even try to keep up. But uh, but it was interesting, and there was a ton of food. They feed you like crazy at the Shabbat meal. I'm told that they also have a meal after the Saturday morning service. Um, I think it's a smaller meal and it's cold food because, of course, the Shabbat rules you can't turn on the oven. So they we didn't go to the Saturday morning service. We just went to the Friday night service. But um, I was amused by that because, and I would guess that they do this every week. I don't know. But they were celebrating birthdays. The rabbi's son was having a birthday that night. There was another lady in the congregation who was having a birthday the following Monday. There were a couple of other people who were having birthdays or who just had a birthday. And so they sang happy birthday in English, in Spanish, in Hebrew, and they sang Las Mañanitas, which is like this Mexican birthday song. And I cannot sing happy birthday in Hebrew, but I can sing it in English and Spanish, and I can sing Las Mañanitas. So that amused me. It seemed just sort of like an odd combination of languages, but it was fun. Uh, so, uh, So yeah, I had a good time in Mexico. It was nice to be gone, but it was also nice to come home. I was ready to come home when the trip ended on the 18th. I was ready to come home. Um, so I enjoyed my brothers, but I was ready to come home. I think my oldest brother and my sister in law were also they were I think they were ready for it to be over too. Um, so that was Mexico. Since I've been home from Mexico, I've been not doing a whole lot of anything, honestly. Um, the first week I was home, I didn't stitch. I've been doing a lot of watching videos and scrolling my phone and going into some other rabbit holes about different things. Um, oh, actually, I have plans to meet up with a friend for lunch tomorrow. Maybe I should ask her about that. I need to text her. um, but I haven't really been doing a whole lot of anything. Um, but I just remembered I'm planning to meet up with a friend for lunch tomorrow. Uh, so, but then after Christmas, I spent Christmas at my mom's, and that was fine. I came home. There was water leaking in my bathtub from the ceiling. This is no bueno. It was 11 o'clock or after 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, clearly there's a problem with the upstairs neighbor, but I'm like, it's late on Christmas night. They may be in bed. They may not be home. I jumped on Zoom and a couple of my friends on Zoom. I was talking about it with them while I was dithering about whether to go talk to the neighbor. I ended up going up there and I'm pretty sure I woke them up. But I found out that they had had the knob on their shower replaced a few days before Christmas and they didn't do it right. And so they had a problem and they had called management Christmas afternoon saying, hey, there's a problem with our shower. Management came to look at it, but maintenance is not coming out on Christmas Day. So I'm told that the husband said you should check the apartment downstairs because if it's dripping into that apartment, it can cause a lot of damage. And so I'm told that the manager came and knocked on my door, but I wasn't home because I was at my mom's. Um, and so I was dealing because by now it was close to midnight, and I'm like, should I call management? Does this count as an emergency? Like, should I call? And the neighbor said, yeah, you should call her and report it. So it's kind of like covering my own butt that if something happens, she can't say that I didn't tell her. So I called her and I told her, hey, there's water dripping into my bathtub. And she told me the same thing the neighbor did, that she had been there, she looked at the shower. And then right after I hung up with her, I noticed that I heard another drip. There was water dripping in the kitchen. The counter was full of water because it shares a wall with the shower, and the water was leaking, into the cabinet and out of the cabinet under the counter. And so I called her back and I told her, hey, the kitchen counter's full of water too. The cabinet's underneath. It was dripping down there. And so I put some bowls out to catch the water. But then maintenance came on Thursday and they fixed the upstairs shower. They came and cleaned up my cabinet, ran fans to dry it out. And so it's all fixed now, but that's not what I wanted to be doing on Christmas night. And I felt bad for waking up the poor neighbor, but when they understood why I was there, they were fine. Um, so I think they were actually glad that I went, that I told them that I was having a problem. But so that was my little Christmas night excitement. I didn't really get any stitchy stuff for Christmas. I got a Joanne gift card. Got a lot of candy. Um, I got a Starbucks gift card. Yeah, I didn't really get any stitchy stuff. I was supposed to have sent my mom and my uncle a list of some things off, or links to 123 Stitch of some things that I wanted. And if I had done it timely, they may have gotten them for me, but I didn't do it. So that was right around the time that I was getting ready to leave for Mexico, and so I never did it. So So, um, is that it? So, oh, the other thing, and you may have seen this in my September video, I don't remember, but in my last several videos I've complained, the friend that I'm stitching Travel Memories for, I've complained that I haven't seen him, that he can't seem to find time in his schedule for me. He finally found time in his schedule for me, and I got to see him before I went to Mexico. So I was very happy about that. I was very happy to see him, and I'm hoping that I don't have to wait another 8 months to see him again. So I was very glad about that. Anyway, that's enough babbling for me. Um, I'm gonna show you my stuff that I bought. So that was December, Mexico, Christmas, whatever. Um, plumbing problems. So haul. I got. So I saw that Silks for You was having a sale. And I knew that I had not ordered from Silks for You in several years. And I actually went back and looked. I hadn't ordered from them since 2017. So I was like, and I have some things that I want to start that are monochromatic, and I knew I wanted silk for. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and order some silk. So these are in the plastic. I don't know if I'm going to open these or not. Let's see. Well, I'm not. Oh, well, maybe I will. So this is, if I can manage, these are like trying to open the produce bags at the grocery store. Um, anyway, I can't get it out of the plastic. Oh, well, now there's a bunch of glare on it. But this is PR034. It's a dark red. And I have a project that I have planned for that. That probably is not going to take the whole skein. So I might get 2 projects out of it. This is PR070, which is black. Which I want to do a sampler in. I want to do Anne Grimshaw with this. And I don't know how much of the skein that's going to take. But this is going to be for Anne Grimshaw. And then this is PR051, which is this blue. And this is probably going to be a long dog. I don't know which one. Maybe a pistol. I don't know, but this is probably going to go on a long dog. So that's what I got from Silks for You. And then on Black Friday, of course, because it's Black Friday, Be Stitch Me had a Friday Night Fight Night. And I usually stop at 3 pieces or sometimes 4. On Black Friday, I got 5. I got 4, and then I went back and got another one. So this is all 28 count Lugana. So this is the Gathering. This is Hot Cocoa, which is a wonderful neutral. It's like a kind of a pinky brown. This is Mystic Twilight. Actually, I might floss toss Pretty Little Los Angeles on that. This is Harvest, which is like a darker, like pinky kind of brown. And this is roasted, which is a darker brown. So that's what I got from Bestitch Me. That invoice kind of hurt. Okay, and then I got a couple things here. I got this from Sammy, and I've talked, well, I think maybe I talked about it in September or July or sometime earlier this month. So there's a couple of my friends who are doing a project with Nora Corbett's reindeer, the Christmas Eve couriers. And I think they're starting on January 25th. And so Sammy at Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery has been offering one of the reindeer a month. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to participate in a stitch along of these reindeer. But I'm like, I haven't ruled it out. I don't think I'm going to start it in January. But I'm like, at least let me get the charts. So every time Sammy offers one, I get it. And so this time I got Cupid. I think I have 6 of them now. I think this is number 6. So I got that from her. And then I think it was in an early December or it was in November. At some point, Nora Corbett engaged in some diva behavior. I think it was at the beginning of December. I don't know what it was. But she went on this thing about Bella Filipina and how Drin is copying her and all of this kind of stuff. And it was just, it's insane. Like, Drin is not copying Nora Corbett, okay? But she went on this thing about if you buy Bella Filipina, don't stitch my designs. If I see that you're stitching Bella Filipina, I'm going to unfriend you, all of this stuff. And so every time she does this, and she does it periodically where she gets on these rants, and every time she does it, she loses customers. And I think every time she does it, she loses more customers than the last time. Because people are just tired of it. Like, if you look at Nora's work and you look at Drin's work, they do not look alike except that they're pretty ladies or they're mermaids, you know. But, so, some of my friends went on a rage purge of their Mirabilia WIPs and stash. They didn't get rid of everything, but they're like reconsidering, am I really going to stitch this? Do I really want to do this? So one of my friends went on a rage purge of her Nora Corbett's, and so I got one of hers, and I got Daisy. So I got that from her, and I appreciated her sending it to me. So that was my haul, and I think that's it. I am going to do my 2024 wrap-up and 2025 plans video, and I am going to publish my WIP parade, and I hope you all have a wonderful 2025. I'm hoping to have a better stitching year in 2025 than I did in 2024, because in some ways 2024 was really good, but in some ways it really sucked as far as stitching goes. So, and I'll get into that in the wrap up, but I hope 2025 is going to be a better stitching year for me than last year was. So, but that'll all be in the wrap up video. So anyway, happy 2025, happy new year, happy stitching, and I will see you guys next month. Bye.